Welcome back, everybody. This is WCS America Premier League Group D. We are currently going into game number 3 here of Hellokitty versus Axiom Heart. Game number 1, pretty much much of the same of Hellokitty, but game number 2, Hellokitty coming out as a completely different beast.
Turning it up a notch in a big way in game number 2. Hellokitty takes a great macro game win over Heart on Daybreak.
All right, guys, so we're going to get into Belcher Vestige here. Our two players spawning in their nice little respective positions down here in the bottom right-hand corner. It is our blue Terran player from Team Axiom. It is Heart. And spawning up here in the top left-hand corner, coming out as an entirely different beast and saying something I have no idea what he said, but saying something fighting. It is Hellokitty.
Hellokitty, of course, Chinese-American. Goes to the University of Texas at Austin. Plays for their CSL team.
Isn't that the same university as Polt?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. I know Polt's in one of the Texas universities. I think it's Austin, but I'm not.
I think it's Austin. I think it's Austin as well. Not positive on that either. But if so, that's a very scary CSL team. Both,
yes.
Well, Hellokitty and Suppy, two of our players, very, very prominent CSL players.
Suppy, of course, from UC Berkeley.
Mm-hmm. And so looks like Axiom, a little bit of lag, and Hellokitty does a very good guy. Hellokitty pauses when the other player complains about lag. So it looks like we're just going to take a second here and take a look at, what do you think we're going to be seeing out of Hellokitty? I mean, he did really well in game number 2 going macro style.
He did.
But maybe he's going to feint that macro style and be like, look, I can play you a macro game, but now I'm going to go back to my one-base cheese again.
It could be. Yeah, it looks like we're back in the game now. Resumed. Just all set up. So I actually would kind of like to see him do a 2-base time, and I feel that might work because he hasn't shown any 2-base timing-based play yet. Mm-hmm. And I know he's very skilled in diversity strategy, so it's not like he can't do that. He can do everything. Yeah,
I mean, he's pretty much all of his very aggressive builds from before were pretty different from each other. Going from proxy gateway stalker attacks to blink stalkers to faking DTs. He's pretty much all over the place today, but at least in game number 2, he was pretty much all over the place in a very good way.
Definitely worked out well for him. Again, this time only 2 SCVs in each gas, so more likely to be that same macro opening with the Nexus. If you want to do... Oh yeah, and Chrono Boost into probes yet again, so definitely going to be playing for that expansion.
Alright, meanwhile, looking at Axiom Heart, has grabbed gas, didn't go for anything too crazy, is grabbing a Reaper as well on such a big map like this one, especially against a player like Hellokitty. You want to get that Reaper out, scout very, very quickly. Check every nook and cranny of this entire map and make sure that there's nothing coming out here from Hellokitty that's unexpected. Does have the SCV in there, sees pretty standard build so far.
Oh, the probe sneaking out. One of the great things of Protoss is if you can get down that Nexus without having to build any units beforehand, it always is a great feeling because if the SCV is there, you have to get a Zeld or a Stalker or a Mothership Core out or else he's going to build an Engineering Bay and then you're going to have a very hard time getting Nexus up. But Hellokitty uses the fact SCV was trying to scout all around his main to find hidden buildings to get that Nexus up before he has to build any units.
And here comes that Mothership Core. I hear it sound from across the map. Very, very cool looking unit. Good job, Blizzard, on designing that one. I swear to God, one of the things is definitely a happy face, and I just always randomly see a happy face on the Mothership Core.
Probe circumvents the watchtower, so he's going to build a proxy pylon. We could see another fast Stargate, but this time right near his opponent's main, and this is not going to be an all-in, it's just going to be a harass.
Harassment, pretty effective. There is a bunker going down, though, already. But because Axiom Heart's using a lot of his units to scout, I mean, he's going to have less stuff inside that bunker. He could potentially just run by it using his stalkers, but he's actually going for a sentry for defense.
Yeah, his ground units are obviously, or they're just going to hang out to defend. Stalkers scouting around to make sure there's nothing crazy going on.
Proxy robo facility.
Oh, that's a little bit interesting. I thought I was going to put a Stargate there. The robo. I mean, it's going to be a war prison most likely, but
But what's in that warp?
He's not cutting probe. I was gonna think it's gonna be he's gonna cut probes and do some 5-gate attack, and he's gonna try to force field the ramp or something. But he hasn't cut any probe production yet.
Oh, here comes the Reaper. Gets inside the base, checks out what's going on inside the base. Sees absolutely nothing.
Maybe an Immortal?
And that is going to be very scary. That's what I'm thinking as well. Could be Immortal with a Warp Prism.
He just really wants to get an Observer out really quickly.
Oh, here comes 2 more gateways. We'll have to keep track of that gateway count. That's really what's going to be telltale. Yep, first Immortal coming out.
Oh, he's just going to attack the front with Immortal gateway timing. It's kind of... Oh, the Marine's going to find it, though. It's not common to proxy the Robo for this build. It does make it a little faster, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, it does see it.
But this is actually pretty bad. Man, he does so well when he doesn't proxy buildings.
Well, he did make a second Nexus, so we're up to that empirical data of 100% win rate.
And you know, Hart is afraid to send his Marines out here to try to kill his pylon for good reason, because of course, you know, Warp Gate is finished now. Protoss could easily warp in more units. Oh, he's gonna show him the sentries. Oh, there was a chance where maybe Hart could have thought it was some type of like
Warp
Immortal,
Prism,
like harass type build. But as soon as he sees 2 sentries crossing the map, Hart's gonna say, okay, it's going in the front. But
he's got 3 bunkers that are going to be completed.
Tanks, okay.
And he's got 2 Widow Mines ready as well. This
is actually a very, very well-positioned defense. I mean, ideally the bunkers would be about 1 square further back, but as is, it's still a great defense. But Hart might try to take advantage of this. I almost feel if he ferried the units into the main. Imagine if he force fielded the ramp.
He's got a Warp Prism coming in here.
He's going to slowly ferry them all into the main.
Now, is there a spot in the main? Yes, there's that small little lip right there that he could possibly start ferrying units in, do a little bit of elevator play.
Oh, man. If he actually... Is he going to do it?
He's got... Yep, he's going for the
he's faking.
4 sentries.
The Mortals shoot the SCV at the front. Hart's distracted at the front of the base. The sentries aren't spotted yet.
Oh, man, this is perfectly played here by Hellokitty. He's now in the main base with 4 sentries. He can keep that force field up indefinitely.
Oh, he's going to warp in around him. Guys, he's got to warp in some units really quickly. Oh,
but the medevac dropping things so slowly. The Immortals are cleaning them up so easily.
What? Why would Hart drop them right on top of there? Oh, no, but the siege tanks could be devastating to the sentries. He needs a lot more warp-ins.
Is he going to start warping in more units? Yes, he is. The Immortals taking a lot of damage. The Immortals' Hardened shields are down. Siege tanks do bonus damage at this point. Mothership core goes down while trying to get in there. All of the sentries are cleaned up as well.
A lot of SCVs have gone down.
Zealots now bulldogging those siege tanks into unsieging. The Immortal still alive. Now the Warp Prism going to reposition it. Possibly on top of the high ground. No, going to go straight on in, right next to the bunkers. Actually going to drop the Immortal right on the other siege tank. And it looks like Hellokitty's doing so much damage. There's only SCVs left here. There's 1 bunker and it's going to go down. It's the only one that's got anything in it.
Widow Mine's doing some damage, but now Observer's here, cleans them out. More SCVs trying to tank, but there's almost no Marines. He needs a much higher Marine count to do damage. Another elevator attack. Warp Prism ferrying units over on top of the tank. There he goes, unloading the Stalkers and the Zealots. Another massive warp in.
And that is not a composition you want against Zealots. SCVs and a Siege Tank. Siege Tanks don't do that much damage against Zealots. There are a lot of Marines. The medevacs are out of energy. They can't heal that much more. The Warp Prism being very cute. Dropping the Zealots directly on the units. Not going. They're bypassing that SCV wall. And doing a lot of damage. Isn't going to be enough, though. Now starting to get some Stalkers out there. He knows he needs to start reaching around those SCVs in order to do that damage.
Hart running very low on funds, very low economy. He can't even afford to make his 3rd command center orbital.
10 SCVs.
Hart's forced back, but I think he's done enough damage. Resuming probe production. He's going to take the gases at his natural.
Oh my, Hellokitty.
Immortal
doing so much damage. Immortal coming in here, poking down that orbital command center just a little bit. Chases the SCVs away.
Hellokitty is definitely in the lead right now.
He just needs to bide a little bit of time, but not too much time.
Hart does have 3 orbitals, but he doesn't have any upgrades. His Marines, he never got a chance to put tech labs, so he has no combat shield on the way, no stim onto it, not even a single upgrade. Of course, Hellokitty, no upgrades either, but he doesn't necessarily need them as much because he's got a better economy, he's got more units. And now he's not a natural.
This is going to be so difficult for Hart to get back into the game. But if anybody can do it, I'm going to assume it's going to be Hart. So this is pretty much neck and neck.
Oh, the drop counter could be devastating. Hellokitty takes a good position, but he's got to be careful for the drop. He knows there's medevacs out. He should be wary of this. This one drop could ruin his so far great game. He's going to try to do some Immortal Harass.
And it looks like he's actually just going to go all in here. He's got his whole entire army. The Immortals are dropped. The Warp Prism's trying to get to a better position, but he's blocking so much of his army. He's taking so much damage from the Siege Tank. Now starting to get a couple of more Zealots in here, backing up those SCVs. The SCVs are taking so much damage themselves. There's still only one Immortal left, but that Immortal can take out those Siege Tanks like nothing. And he breaks through the Marine and SCV wall, takes out the Siege Tanks. Hellokitty coming in here doing so much damage. Is this good game for Hart? He's got nothing left. Hellokitty, this is the ace match.
This dropship needs to kill Hellokitty for it to work, but there's not enough units. Hellokitty's going to hold that off without a problem. Meanwhile, he's camping the production of Hart. Hart is going to lose this game. 5 times the supply of Hart has Hellokitty. GG!
Hellokitty wins the series 2-1.
The key is building the Nexus.
It's the Nexus.
That's the secret of Hellokitty's success.
Empirical data proves time and time again 2 things.
Exactly,
Building
time and time again, twice.
One behind Dark Shrine. Wow, that was such an amazing game here. We can see so much really good positioning here from Hellokitty. Unfortunately, he took a lot of damage going up the ramp, but it doesn't matter. He just had so much at that point. He was just able to just completely just walk right through all of those SCVs, and it didn't even matter if he took out more SCVs. He had so many probes at that point that as long as he took out more and more SCVs, there was just no way for Hart to resupply. And
you
wow.
know what really decided that game, I think, is when Hart donated 8 of his 12 units. Because the thing is the SCVs he had actually buffered really well against Immortals, but he had no damage behind him. So Hellokitty's units died so slowly, and he had no damage because he gave away a large chunk of his Marines when he tried to drop them one by one, and the Immortals are just like, boom, boom.
Exactly.
You know?
2 Immortals sitting there, they shoot just as fast as Medevacs seem to be dropping them out, and those double shots were just instantly,
combined with the sentry hits.
2-hit KOing each of those Marines, and just enough to kill all those Marines as soon as they popped out. Well, guys, that was an invigorating series. Let's go into our next series, but before that, we're going to go to a commercial break. This is the WCS America Premier League Group D. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.